Hey, what up? This is Sebastian at Moss Customs, and today I am showing you a demo of start to finish, hopefully. I have a pair here of some Nikes. They're not Air Force Ones, they're actually some used pair. I don't even know the model, but these are my wife's, and she donated them so I can practice on. We're going to do a SpongeBob theme with these sneakers. First step that I'm about to do today is just sanding it down, preparing it for adhesion of the paint. I'll make sure to capture the rest of the steps in this process. Now it's a little noisy. I'll lower the music and then we'll take a look and see how it looks. All right, peace. I have here a very small fine detailer sander. This was like, I don't know, 40 bucks or so at Home Depot. The first sandpaper grit that I'm going to use is 400, which isn't really that rough in the sanding of wood world. Probably the roughest that I'll do on the leather here. We'll go to 800, which is kind of a medium, a little bit finer grit, which is a 1500. We'll do that with each shoe, and then we'll take it to the next step and do some deglazing on that before we get to the paint. Okay? So here we go. Okay, I know that was kind of loud. You'll notice I tried to avoid this Nike swoosh on the outside. I don't plan to paint that. I'm actually going to leave that the original color. It may not mesh well with the SpongeBob colors, but I'm also avoiding this midsole here. I don't know if the sanding is going to mess that up. These are an old pair, so we're not really trying to be perfect as far as practicing. It's more about just getting used to the technique of what I have to do to prepare the shoe. I continue to go around. You'll notice there'll be some scuff marks here and there. But that's okay because that'll get covered with paint. All right, I'll do a little bit more and then we'll stop the noise and we'll go to the deglazing process. So I'm finalizing my last steps of the sanding process and then starting to get into the actual putting down of color. You'll notice the sneakers look kind of a grayish blue in the background there. That's basically the first base coat, kind of like a primer. And the reason it's gray, from what I've learned in researching about customizing sneakers, you want to get down a nice light gray. This was actually a little darker than I had anticipated, but getting down a base coat of pure white probably wouldn't be as effective as something with a little bit of gray in there. That way, when you start to put down your base colors, like the yellow that you see here, it's a little bit easier to get that color to start to pop. Now, yellow is a difficult color. It does require a lot of layers, but having that undercoat certainly helps out a lot. I just put too much gray, and it almost defeated the purpose. I had to put several layers on here just to get a nice bright yellow in the end, which you'll see later. Like I said, if you look at this sneaker, you know, this is after, I think, 2 coats of yellow. You still see a lot of that gray underneath it. But after a few more coats and a little bit more work, you start to see that yellow pop, like right here. This is probably 6 coats, I think. I lost count after a while. But now I'm starting to put down some blue. And with the darker pigment of the blue over that gray, you can tell right away pretty much that it's a little easier, or I'm going to need less layers than I did with the yellow. It's starting to really adhere. And now that I'm working on this part of the shoe, I really have to be careful. I'm using a smaller brush just to make sure I get all in the little grooves of the sneaker, especially around where the lace holes are. Really want to spend some time, take my time while I'm doing this. You know, if it gets on the other panels, I can always do touch-ups, but I'm trying to minimize the amount of time that I'll have to do touch-ups in the end. Just trying to plan out and do as much prep work up front so that my final colors will really look nice and really pop.
So I'm about wrapping up here with this particular color scheme, or colorway as they call it. This is about as much as I've videotaped or filmed, if you will, on these kicks. Rest of the details you'll see in the photos that are coming up, but you'll notice I'm just getting that final layer of color on the blue. The area around the switch mark is not completely perfect or even, but that's okay. I'm going to be using a paint marker later to go around that. And as you can see with the final product, I decided to end up with a cartoon look, a cartoon style, not including the SpongeBob. Just in general, there's a style called cartoon where you see all the lines and it kind of gives the effect of almost a cartoon looking type theme. So even the shoelaces, I've got them outlined all with paint markers, and it really enhanced the effect. So waifu was pretty happy with how they came out. I was happy, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these in the future. Hey, do me a favor. If you like what you saw, please leave a comment. Please subscribe. Share this video with others. I really want to get the word out, and I plan to do a lot more artwork, so definitely come on back. If you subscribe here or even follow me on Instagram at Spongebob Customz, you'll see all the latest stuff that I'll be posting up. And I do appreciate your support. Thanks again. Y'all have a good one. Peace.